Hey guys, what's going on? Tonight Bruce here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something which I know I've briefly covered before in an anti-cheat tier list video, but in this video I'm going to go really in depth about the history of Minecraft anti-cheats and what I personally believe to be the best anti-cheats nowadays, in the past, and anytime really. So let's get right into it. So going all the way back to 2011, where hacked clans first started to develop, and they were pretty basic things like, for example, you could have kill aura or fly and stuff like that, kind of precursors to the hacks we know nowadays. There was a push in the Minecraft community to try to stop these hackers on certain servers. Obviously, there's other servers where they're allowed, like 2b2t. However, on a lot of servers, there was a push to try to stop the hackers. And because of that, a bucket plugin was developed, which is open source, known as Anticheat. And this was really the first step into Minecraft anti-cheats that is notable that servers would use in order to stop cheaters. However, by around 2012, Anticheat was abandoned and it was replaced by Anticheat Plus, which is basically a fork of Anticheat with a lot of additional features. And that was the main anti-cheat that a lot of servers at the time switched over to, because Anticheat was no longer being updated. People are finding exploits in it and it wasn't that good. People switched over to Anticheat Plus. Now, Anticheat and Anticheat Plus function by preventing people from cheating. For example, if you tried to attack two entities at once, it would block your attacks. And obviously, hacked client developers had ways around that. If you're not looking at an entity, it would block your attack. If you tried to fly upwards, it blocked your fly upwards. And obviously, hacked client developers, with all things, found ways around it by creating switch aura and stuff like that. And yeah, so basically, a lot of servers around this time use Anticheat Plus. And a few of these servers are known as Badlion and Kohi. Now, as you guys know, I am a huge fan of Badlion and Kohi. Those were like my favorite servers back in the day. My really old videos on this channel are on Badlion and Kohi, and pretty much they used Anticheat Plus originally because it was a plugin that everyone used as their base. Everyone just used Anticheat Plus, you know? But the problem was that they were trying to foster a very competitive scene on their servers. And the problem with Anticheat Plus is it prevents actions. It doesn't prevent cheaters by detecting them. It prevents cheaters and legitimate players, if the legitimate player is actually able to do something which the anti-cheat recognizes as cheats. For example, on Anticheat Plus, if you tried to snap your mouse to a player really fast, Anticheat Plus would be set off. It would detect you with angle checks, which basically would prevent you from hitting your opponent, which obviously was not good for a competitive scene. So Badlion and Kohi decided to create their own anti-cheats and remove Anticheat Plus from their server. So on Kohi, there's Anti-Skid, and on Badlion, there's G-Cheat, and in my personal opinion, I think G-Cheat was a bit better than Anti-Skid, although Anti-Skid was actually better than a lot of people give it credit for. There's been leaks and stuff of that sort, so I've actually seen Anti-Skid, and there's a lot of stuff on there which are actually pretty good checks, and I think that they were detecting a lot more than what they were banning for, at least. So pretty much, I think that G-Cheat was better slightly, but obviously Badlion and Kohi merged together, and then Badlion shut down, and now we're here in the modern day. So what is happening in the modern day? Well, there's a lot of anti-cheats out there nowadays. There's like AAC, there's Varus, there's AGC, there's even like client-side anti-cheats and stuff like that. And in addition to what I've already mentioned, there's also anti-cheats like Watchdog and Gwen for Hypixel and Mineplex, which are anti-cheats that work usually alongside Anticheat Plus or another anti-cheat plugin, which tries to prevent cheaters, and then they kind of come in and basically detect everything that the Anticheat is not preventing actively. And pretty much, in my opinion, I think that I obviously have expressed that Watchdog, in my opinion, is way too slow. And I think that even though it's detecting a little bit more than what people give it credit for, it is still not very good. It can be improved drastically. And I know there's a lot of people working on it, but yeah, I don't think Watchdog's the best. I just don't believe so. And I hope most people who watch this also agree, because everyone knows that there's lots of hackers on Hypixel, and it isn't banning people with reach and stuff fast enough. It just isn't that good, you know? It's good at maybe detecting blatant fly hackers, but I mean, other than that, there's not much it does. And even with that, people will disagree and say that, oh yeah, you can blatantly cheat on Hypixel, which, to be honest, I believe. But I mean, to give them credit, they do have to make an anti-cheat that works on a huge number of players, which is a challenge in my opinion. And to be honest, there's a huge difference between anti-cheats that work on huge servers versus multiple servers versus small servers, because the more players, the more different instances that are going to occur, and the more likely there's going to be false flags. If you're working on multiple servers, obviously there's going to be hugely, vastly different circumstances which are happening on these different servers, and obviously the anti-cheat has to compensate for all of that. So you can't really compare an anti-cheat that works on, for example, My Main Club versus an anti-cheat that can work on, 50 different servers at once, because Obviously, there's going to be issues with, you know, an anti-cheat built for MyMin Club on other servers if they have like launch pads or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that that's going to, you know, detriment the anti-cheat to the point where people can just fly around or anything, but I'm just saying that obviously there's going to be differences. Now, there's lots of anti-cheats you can probably go about buying for your server. For example, there's AAC, there's Varus, there are other anti-cheats that are out there on MC Market. You can go just look them up. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that Varus is the best just because, well, first of all, I'm friends with the developers, so I know how it operates and stuff, and I'm the most confident in it. I think MC Monday used it, and a few other servers use it. I recommend that. Obviously, this isn't sponsored or anything. That's just my personal opinion. Now, some people might disagree with that, but hey, at least I'm not banned for leaking user resources on MC Market and advertising something that's much, much worse than what I was just talking about. But anyway, yeah, so that's my personal opinion about what the best anti-cheat is in terms of the anti-cheats you can buy and use on a billion different servers at once, and usually there's not going to be very many false flags. But in terms of anti-cheats that really just work on one server, you guys already know the answer. It's obviously anti-gaming chair. That is clearly the best anti-cheat. I mean, the Doogs is easily able to pick up pretty much any level of cheat literally that there is on anti-gaming chair. It is actually really, really good. Now, obviously, there's still going to be some cheaters. You can't make a perfect anti-cheat. It can't be 100%. However, anti-gaming chair is pretty much there. But overall, guys, that's just it for server-side anti-cheats. Now I'm going to talk about client-side anti-cheats because, as I've stated before, client-side anti-cheats are always going to be better than server-side anti-cheats because they don't have to deal with the Minecraft client and the protocol on that side. They can basically access it from the user's own computer and stuff. And there's two anti-cheats here that are really like significant. There's Badline Client, which is back, and there's also Lunar Client. Now, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Now, I personally believe that in terms of anti-cheat, Badline Client's anti-cheat back is much better than Lunar's, simply because you have to have the server-side component. However, some people like Lunar better because you can be detected on servers without it having a server-side component, but as I just stated, that actually makes it easier to bypass. You can create a cheat for Lunar pretty easily. You can basically bypass Lunar completely because there's no server-side component. However, on Badline Client, you can't. So, in my personal opinion, back is the best client-side anti-cheat, and I think back is the best anti-cheat in the game if you really look at it from server-side and client-side perspectives. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below, because honestly, I'm interested to know what you think. Maybe you totally disagree with me, or maybe you agree with me partially or fully. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.